Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. So, if you want to find out what you'll learn by staying with us till the end, make sure to watch the whole video. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. In 1982, a simple dime was minted in the United States, but like many coins, this one carried with it a rich history, a subtle design, and an intriguing journey that would captivate the world of numismatics decades later. To many, the 1982 USA 1 dime coin seems like just another in a long line of small, everyday currency that we use without thinking much about its significance. However, if you look closely, you'll discover there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. The history of US coins stretches back to the founding days of the nation, when leaders and visionaries began to shape an economy grounded in metal currency. From the very beginning, American coins were designed to tell stories of independence, patriotism, and ambition. Each coin was more than just a tool for trade, it was a representation of the ideals and principles that America was built upon. The dime, in particular, has always played a prominent role in American history. The story of the 1982 dime starts long before that year, though. It begins with the first design of the coin itself. The dime, which is the smallest denomination in the U.S. coinage system, was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792. It was meant to serve as a practical solution for everyday transactions, something small and easy to carry but still valuable in terms of purchasing power. Over the years, the dime's design would evolve, reflecting changes in American society, culture, and political ideology. By the early 20th century, the dime was given a new face, one that would forever be associated with the coin: the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Roosevelt dime, as it became known, was introduced in 1946, shortly after the president's death. Designed by artist John R. Sinek, the coin honored Roosevelt's legacy, particularly his leadership during the Great Depression and his role in establishing Social Security, a program that would continue to have a profound impact on American life for generations to come. The design features Roosevelt's left-facing profile, with his signature in small lettering below, and the word "Liberty" above. While the design of the dime remained largely unchanged from 1946 through the 1982 issue, the coin itself underwent some notable transformations in terms of its material. In 1982, the U.S. Mint transitioned from using 90% silver in its dimes to a copper-nickel blend. This shift in metal content was largely driven by the rising costs of silver. The cost of minting coins had become prohibitively high, and the mint needed a solution to keep production costs in line with the value of the coins. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced dimes in two separate compositions, the copper-nickel-clad dimes and the silver dimes, which were minted only for collectors. These coins were produced at several different mints, including the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. The copper-nickel-clad dimes were minted in large quantities and circulated widely, while the silver dimes were primarily intended for collectors and investors. Despite its humble size and composition, the 1982 dime has become a fascinating piece of numismatic history for collectors. While most of the 1982 dimes are relatively common and can be found easily in circulation, a few rare variations exist that make this coin stand out in the world of coin collecting. These special editions, along with subtle variations in the minting process, have made certain 1982 dimes highly sought after by collectors. One of the most notable variations is the 1982 no-mint mark dime, which was minted at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1982, the U.S. Mint began including mint marks on coins produced in Denver or San Francisco, but the Philadelphia Mint coins were generally left without a mint mark. However, due to an unusual minting error, some of the 1982 dimes that were struck at the Philadelphia Mint ended up with no mint mark at all. This error has caused these particular coins to be extremely valuable to collectors, as they are much rarer than their counterparts that bear the P mint mark. The lack of a mint mark on these dimes has led to a surge in interest from coin collectors, with some of the rare coins fetching prices well above their face value. While most 1982 dimes are worth only a few cents, a 1982 no-mint mark dime in excellent condition can command prices well into the hundreds of dollars. In fact, the rarity and desirability of these coins have made them a valuable addition to the collections of many numismatists around the world. To understand the value of these coins, it's important to recognize the role that collectors play in driving demand. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, has been a passionate hobby for many people throughout history. Coin collectors seek out rare and unusual coins, often driven by the thrill of the hunt and the desire to complete their collections. Some collectors are focused on coins from specific eras or regions, while others collect based on the coin's rarity or unique characteristics. The 1982 no-mint mark dime, with its striking design and rarity, has become a coveted piece for many collectors, but what makes the 1982 dime even more remarkable is its potential value today. As of recent years, certain 1982 dimes have sold for impressive amounts, especially when they come in uncirculated or proof conditions. Some of the highest-selling 1982 dimes have fetched prices as high as $135,000. These coins have become rare treasures, with some selling for more than 100,000 times their face value. So, what makes these coins so valuable? The primary factor contributing to their value is their rarity. Only a small number of 1,982 dimes were struck with no mint mark, and even fewer have survived in pristine condition. The combination of rarity, demand from collectors, and the coin's association with a pivotal moment in U.S. history has made the 1982 no-mint mark dime one of the most coveted coins in numismatic circles. Collectors are always looking for coins that have unique characteristics, whether it's a rare minting error, a distinctive design feature, or an unusual production process. The 1982 dime checks all these boxes. It was produced during a period of significant change in U.S. coinage, with the shift from silver to copper-nickel composition, and it also features a small but crucial error that sets it apart from other dimes produced that year. As a result, the 1982 no-mint mark dime has become a symbol of rarity and value in the world of coin collecting. When you hold one of these coins in your hand, you're not just holding a piece of history, you're holding a rare and highly sought-after treasure. It's a reminder of how even the most unassuming pieces of currency can hold significant value over time, both in terms of their historical context and their rarity. For those fortunate enough to own a 1982 no-mint mark dime, it's a coin that represents not only a wise investment but also a connection to the past. It's a testament to the enduring appeal of coin collecting and the thrill of uncovering hidden gems from the past. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1982 dime offers a fascinating glimpse into the history of American currency. Today, the value of the 1982 no-mint mark dime is a remarkable $135,000. While most of the coins in circulation are worth only 10 cents, this particular dime is a shining example of how rarity and historical significance can elevate the value of a simple coin to incredible heights. The next time you come across a 1982 dime, remember that it could be the key to unlocking a fortune, hidden in plain sight. In 1975, the United States minted yet another batch of one-dime coins, seemingly just another addition to its vast collection of circulating currency. At first glance, the 1975 USA one-dime may appear to be nothing more than a small, unremarkable coin. But, like many coins throughout history, this particular dime would eventually take on far more significance than its size and denomination suggest. There is an untold story behind this dime, one that connects to the changing times of the 1970s and the evolution of the nation's coinage system. And, perhaps most surprisingly, the 1975 dime has evolved into a sought-after treasure in the world of numismatics. To fully understand the importance of the 1975 one dime, we must first take a step back and look at the broader context of U.S. currency at the time. The mid-1970s were a period of profound change in the United States. The nation was coming out of the turbulence of the 1960s and early 1970s, which included the Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, and widespread protests. The country was shifting from an era of post-war optimism to one where economic challenges, such as inflation and an oil crisis, would dominate the national conversation. It was also a time when the U.S. Mint was exploring new ways to adjust its coinage to better reflect the needs of the American people and the realities of the global economy. The history of the dime, however, dates back to much earlier than the 1970s. The dime was first authorized by the Coinage Act of 1792, one of the foundational pieces of legislation that created the United States Mint. From its inception, the dime was intended to be a small, practical unit of currency that could facilitate everyday transactions. Throughout the years, the design of the dime has changed several times, reflecting shifts in U.S. politics, culture, and artistic trends. The most iconic design of the dime, still in use today, is the one that was introduced in 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt's profile was chosen to grace the coin due to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his role in establishing Social Security, which remains one of his most significant legacies. The design, created by John R. Sinek, depicts Roosevelt's left-facing profile, with the word Liberty above his image and the year of minting beneath it. On the reverse side of the coin, there is a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. This design has become synonymous with the American dime, and it is recognized worldwide. Fast forward to 1975, and the dime was still bearing Roosevelt's profile. By this time, the composition of U.S. coins had undergone significant changes. In 1965, the U.S. Mint had switched from using 90% silver in dimes to a copper-nickel alloy, a move driven by rising silver prices. This shift marked the beginning of an era of more affordable coinage production, but it also made the value of silver coins like the dime less appealing to investors. While the 1975 dime would still retain Roosevelt's likeness and the same copper-nickel alloy, it would soon become part of a larger shift that would captivate coin collectors. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced a regular batch of dimes, but there was something subtle about this year's coin that would set it apart in the annals of coin collecting. During this period, the United States Mint was running various experiments with its coin production methods. This led to a series of interesting errors, minting variations, and even the development of rare coins that would go on to become highly valuable. This is where the story of the 1975 dime takes an unexpected turn. Like most dimes, the 1975 coins were produced in large quantities and widely distributed across the country. However, one key factor made the 1975 dimes particularly intriguing to collectors. This year's batch of dimes included a number of coins that featured subtle minting errors, such as doubled dies or slight misprints. One of the most notable errors was a double die variety, where the design was unintentionally struck more than once, creating a slight overlap in certain features of the coin. While these errors were not immediately recognized by the public, they would eventually be uncovered by savvy collectors and coin enthusiasts, and would become the focus of significant attention in the years that followed. One of the most coveted variations of the 1975 dime is the 1975/1976 coin, a rare error that arose due to a mix-up in the mint's production processes. The U.S. Mint was gearing up for the nation's bicentennial celebrations in 1976, and they began using the same dies for 1,975 coins as they did for 1976 coins. This error resulted in dimes being minted with a subtle but noticeable doubling of the 1975 date, along with the 1976 date in a smaller font underneath. This mix-up is believed to have occurred when the dies meant for the 1976 bicentennial coins were mistakenly used to strike the 1975 dimes. At first, no one knew the significance of this error. The coins were circulating just like any other dime, and most people probably didn't even notice the small differences in the dates. However, as collectors began to scrutinize their coin collections, some sharp-eyed enthusiasts spotted the anomaly and started to realize that this error could make the 1975 dime a rarity, especially in pristine condition. Coin collectors, driven by the thrill of finding rare coins, quickly began to hunt down these 1975 out of 1976 dimes. Over time, the word spread, and what was once an obscure error became one of the most sought-after variations of the dime in U.S. coinage. The rarity of the 1975/1976 dime is one of the primary factors that makes it so valuable today. In fact, as time has passed, the value of these coins has skyrocketed, especially when they are in excellent or uncirculated condition. A typical 1975 dime, without any errors, is worth only 10 cents, but a well-preserved 1975-1976 double-date dime can be worth thousands of dollars. Some of these rare coins have sold at auction for prices that many would find astounding, up to $140,000 in the case of particularly pristine specimens. So, what makes these coins worth so much? It's a combination of factors, but most importantly, it's the rarity and the historical significance of the era. Coins that were meant to commemorate the nation's bicentennial were intended to be minted with special designs, but the mix-up in 1975 created an unexpected variation that collectors could never have anticipated. With only a limited number of these errors in circulation, their scarcity has made them highly desirable, particularly for those who are passionate about acquiring rare and historically significant coins. The value of a 1975/1976 double-date dime depends heavily on its condition. As with most coins, the higher the quality, the higher the price it commands in the marketplace. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition are the most valuable, as collectors are always on the lookout for coins that have been preserved without wear or damage. Coins that show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, or other imperfections, are worth significantly less than those in mint condition. While the 1975/1976 double-date dime is the most famous error coin from the 1975 series, other variations and minting errors also exist that contribute to the overall appeal of the 1975 dime. For example, dimes with slight die cracks, off-center strikes, or other misprints have also become highly sought after by collectors. These errors, while not as significant as the double-date variety, still carry a premium value due to their rarity and the intrigue they generate among enthusiasts. The collector market for 1975 dimes has become increasingly competitive in recent years, as more and more people become aware of the coin's value. This has led to an increase in demand for these coins, pushing prices even higher. For those who are fortunate enough to own one of these rare dimes, it represents not just a piece of currency, but a connection to the past and a tangible reminder of the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. Today, the value of a 1975 double-date dime can reach as high as $140,000, depending on its condition and the specifics of the era. This figure is a testament to the fascinating world of numismatics, where even the smallest minting error can lead to enormous rewards for those who are patient enough to hunt down these rare treasures. For coin collectors, the 1975 dime is more than just a coin, it's a symbol of the excitement, passion, and dedication that drive this captivating hobby. So, the next time you come across a 1975 dime in your change, take a moment to inspect it carefully. You might just hold in your hand a piece of history, and if you're lucky enough to find one of the rare 1975-1976 double-date dimes, you could be holding a coin worth $140,000. In 1972, the United States Mint released the Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that has become iconic not only because of its design but also because of its historical significance. This particular coin, one that may have seemed like just another circulating piece of currency at the time, would later become a coveted gem in the world of numismatics. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar has a fascinating story, filled with rich history, design evolution, and a series of surprising twists that have contributed to its impressive value today, an astonishing $128,000 for some of its rarest versions. Let's take a deep dive into this coin's history, its design, its production, and what makes it so special to collectors around the world. The Kennedy half-dollar, like many U.S. coins, is not just a representation of currency, but a reflection of the times in which it was minted. To truly understand the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, we need to revisit the early 1960s, a time marked by national tragedy, rapid change, and a strong desire to honor an iconic American leader. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, was assassinated in November 1963, leaving the country in mourning. In the wake of his death, there was a widespread push to honor him, and what better way to commemorate a leader who was beloved by so many than to feature him on a coin? In 1964, the United States Mint released the first Kennedy half-dollar, and it was an instant success. Designed by artist Gilroy Roberts, the coin featured a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy on the obverse, front, and a rendition of the presidential seal on the reverse, back, designed by Frank Gasparo. The coin was initially struck in 90% silver, a composition that was common for U.S. coins before the rising cost of silver led to the switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition in the mid-1960s. The Kennedy half-dollar was not only a way to memorialize the late president but also served as a symbol of national unity and resilience in a time of turmoil. From 1964 through the 1970s, the Kennedy half-dollar remained a staple of U.S. coinage, though its composition would change. By 1971, the U.S. Mint had switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition for half-dollars, following the same trend for other coins. This shift was largely a response to the rising cost of silver and the need for the mint to adapt to changing economic conditions. In 1972, the Kennedy half-dollar continued in production, featuring the same design, but with some subtle variations that would later captivate collectors. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is particularly noteworthy for a few key reasons, one of which lies in the world of coin errors. Minting errors are an important part of the coin collecting world, and the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar produced some of the most desirable error coins in U.S. history. It's crucial to understand the minting process in order to fully appreciate the nature of these errors. At the time, the U.S. Mint was working with a set of dies that had been used for several years. These dies were not always in perfect condition, and over time, they could become worn or damaged. This led to the occurrence of various minting errors, some of which would make certain 1972 Kennedy half-dollars highly valuable. One of the most significant errors from the 1972 series is the 1972 double die variety. A double die error occurs when a coin die is improperly aligned during the minting process, causing certain elements of the coin's design to be struck more than once. The most notable feature of this error is the doubling of the date on the coin's obverse. The numbers 1972 appear blurry and distorted, with the 7 and the 2 in the year showing clear signs of a second strike. This doubling effect was not immediately noticed by the general public, and the coins continued to circulate widely. However, as collectors began to scrutinize their coinage more closely, these errors were discovered, and the 1972 double die half-dollar became a highly sought-after prize. The doubling of the date is the most obvious sign of this error, but collectors also look for other signs of doubling on the letters and other parts of the design. The word liberty, for example, can show signs of doubling on the L and the Y. The motto, "In God We Trust," may also exhibit similar effects. The presence of these subtle errors is what makes the 1972 double die half-dollar so valuable to collectors. The rarity of these coins, combined with the intriguing nature of the error, has made them one of the most coveted items in the world of numismatics. It's important to note that not all 1972 Kennedy half-dollars have this error. In fact, the double die variety is relatively rare, with only a small percentage of the coins struck in 1972 displaying this error. The coins that exhibit this doubling effect are much more valuable than their non-error counterparts. And even within the double die variety, there is a significant difference in value based on the coin's condition. Coins that are well preserved and free from wear and tear are much more valuable than those that have been damaged or heavily circulated. As with most coins, the value of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is determined by several factors. Rarity, demand, and condition all play a crucial role in determining how much a coin is worth. In the case of the 1972 double die half-dollar, the rarity of the era plays a major role in its appeal. There are very few of these coins in circulation, and the demand for them is high, particularly among collectors who specialize in era coins. Additionally, the condition of the coin is of paramount importance. Coins that have been preserved in uncirculated or near mint condition are far more valuable than those that have been heavily worn. Collectors often look for coins that have minimal signs of wear, as these coins are considered to be in the best possible condition and are therefore the most desirable. Over the years, the value of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar has steadily increased, particularly for those that exhibit the double die error. High-quality examples of these coins have sold for impressive sums, with some fetching prices as high as $128,000 at auction. The 1972 double die Kennedy half-dollar has become one of the most valuable coins of the 20th century, thanks to its rarity, historical significance, and the intrigue of the minting era. For collectors, finding one of these rare coins is akin to discovering a hidden treasure, a piece of history that has survived the years and continues to captivate numismatists today. While the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is primarily remembered for its double die variety, there are other variations and errors from the year that are also highly sought after. These include coins with die cracks, off-center strikes, and other subtle minting anomalies. These coins, while not as famous as the double die variety, still hold significant value due to their rarity in the fact that they represent unique aspects of the coin production process. The appeal of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, particularly the double die error, extends beyond the world of collectors. Many investors see these coins as valuable assets, with the potential for significant appreciation in the future. The market for rare coins has grown in recent years, as more people become interested in collecting as an investment strategy. Coins like the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar, with its era and historical significance, are seen as a safe investment that is likely to increase in value over time. The high price that some of these coins can fetch at auction only serves to reinforce this idea, making them an attractive option for both collectors and investors alike. For those who are fortunate enough to own a 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the double die error, it represents more than just a piece of currency. It is a tangible link to the past, a relic from a time of national tragedy and transformation. It also represents the unpredictable nature of coin collecting, where an error in the minting process can turn a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare and valuable treasure. The 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is a reminder of the importance of paying attention to the details, of looking closely at the coins in our pocket change, and of the excitement that comes with the discovery of something rare and valuable. In the world of numismatics, where coins are often valued for their rarity, historical significance, and condition, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar stands out as a prime example of what makes coin collecting so fascinating. What began as a way to honor a fallen president has become one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in American history. With its era, its rich history, and its impressive value, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of the enduring appeal of numismatics and the extraordinary discoveries that await those who take the time to explore the world of coins. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the hobby, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is a coin that will undoubtedly capture your imagination and remind you of the endless possibilities that exist within the world of coins. In 1976, the United States minted a special edition of the Kennedy half-dollar that would go on to captivate collectors and numismatists alike. This coin, released as part of the country's bicentennial celebration, carried with it a sense of national pride and a connection to American history. Little did anyone know at the time that this seemingly ordinary half-dollar would become a rare gem in the world of coin collecting. With its distinctive design, historical significance, and its connection to one of the most pivotal years in U.S. history, the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar has earned its place among the most valuable coins in American numismatics today, with some examples fetching up to $120,000. But what makes this particular coin so special? Why has it risen to such impressive heights in terms of value, and how did it become a sought-after treasure for collectors around the world? to truly understand the significance of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, we need to look at the context in which it was produced. The United States had reached a major milestone in its history, 200 years of independence. The year 1976 marked the bicentennial of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a monumental event that would be celebrated throughout the year with various commemorative coins, stamps, and events. The U.S. Mint played a crucial role in this celebration, producing a series of special coins to honor the occasion. The most famous of these was the 1976 bicentennial quarter, which featured a unique design with a colonial drummer and the year 1776 to 1976. But it wasn't just the quarter that received special attention in 1976. The Kennedy half-dollar also received a redesign for this momentous year, one that would later become highly coveted by collectors. At the time, the Kennedy half-dollar had been in circulation for over a decade, having been introduced in 1964 following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The obverse of the coin, designed by Gilroy Roberts, depicted the likeness of President Kennedy, and the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, featured the presidential seal. The coin's design had become iconic, and it continued to be minted in various forms over the years. However, in 1976, the U.S. Mint decided to commemorate the bicentennial by altering the reverse design of the Kennedy half-dollar. This would mark the only time in history that the reverse of the Kennedy half-dollar was changed. The new design featured a bold, patriotic image, the Liberty Bell and the moon in the background, with an eagle superimposed in front of the bell. This design was meant to symbolize both the birth of the nation in 1776 and the accomplishments of America in the 20th century, including the space race and the successful landing on the moon in 1969. The reverse of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar carried the year 1776 to 1976, marking the bicentennial and highlighting the country's 2 centuries of independence. The obverse of the coin remained the same, with the familiar portrait of President Kennedy by Gilroy Roberts. This updated design on the reverse was striking and memorable, and it marked a special moment in American history. The decision to modify the reverse design for the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was part of a larger trend of producing commemorative coins during the bicentennial. Along with the Kennedy half-dollar, the U.S. Mint issued bicentennial quarters and half-dollars, all of which featured new reverse designs to mark the occasion. These coins quickly became symbols of national pride, as they were a way for Americans to celebrate their history and heritage. The Kennedy half-dollar, with its unique reverse design, became especially popular, not just because of its connection to the bicentennial, but also because of its association with President John F. Kennedy, whose image had become a symbol of hope and progress for many Americans. When the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was released, it was not immediately recognized as a valuable collector's item. Like most coins at the time, it was minted in large quantities and circulated widely, making it easily accessible to the public. However, as time passed, the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar began to garner more attention, particularly among collectors. The coin's limited production, its unique reverse design, and its connection to the bicentennial made it a natural focal point for coin collectors. Over time, it became clear that some versions of the coin were more desirable than others, particularly certain rare minting varieties that would contribute to its rising value. One of the most important factors that contributed to the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar's appeal to collectors is its minting details. The U.S. Mint produced the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins minted in Philadelphia were made with no mint mark, while those struck in Denver carried a D mint mark, and those produced in San Francisco featured an S mint mark. While all of these coins shared the same design, the different mint marks indicated where they were produced, and this detail became an important factor in determining their value. While the overall mintage of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was relatively high, some versions of the coin were more limited in supply, which contributed to their value. In particular, the coins minted at the San Francisco Mint were made as part of a special proof set, which was a set of coins produced for collectors and sold at a premium. These proof coins were made with higher quality dies and were struck multiple times to ensure sharp details and a flawless finish. As a result, the San Francisco minted coins are considered to be of higher quality than those struck at Philadelphia or Denver. The proof versions of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, particularly those in mint condition, became highly sought after by collectors, and their value began to rise as a result. Another key factor that contributed to the coin's appeal is its historical significance. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar was minted during a period of great national pride and celebration. The bicentennial was a time when Americans reflected on the country's past, celebrated its achievements, and looked forward to the future. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar served as a tangible representation of this moment in history, and for collectors, owning one of these coins became a way to hold a piece of that history. Over time, the coin's connection to the bicentennial only increased its value, as collectors sought out items that represented this important milestone. In addition to the standard circulation coins, the U.S. Mint also produced a limited number of special commemorative sets that included the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar. These sets, which were sold to collectors and investors, often featured coins in pristine condition and were highly sought after by those looking to own a piece of American history. The limited availability of these sets, combined with the high quality of the coins within them, made them even more valuable as time went on. As the years passed, the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar gained increasing recognition in the numismatic world. While the coin had been produced in large quantities, the combination of its historical significance, its distinctive design, and its status as a bicentennial commemorative piece made it more desirable to collectors. The value of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar began to climb, particularly for those coins in excellent condition or those with unique characteristics, such as rare minting errors or variations. One of the most important factors in determining the value of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar is its condition. As with all coins, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and no signs of wear or damage, are far more valuable than those that have been circulated heavily or show signs of wear. High-quality examples of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, particularly those that are graded as proof or uncirculated, are the most valuable to collectors and can fetch impressive sums at auction. The highest quality examples of this coin have sold for as much as $120,000, making it one of the most valuable and sought-after coins of the 20th century. Collectors who specialize in Kennedy half-dollars or bicentennial coins are particularly interested in acquiring the finest examples of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar. Many of these collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are in pristine condition, and the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar has become a key piece in many collections. As demand for the coin has grown, its value has continued to rise, making it a sound investment for those looking to add rare and valuable coins to their portfolios. The 1976 Kennedy half-dollar represents more than just a piece of currency. It is a symbol of national pride, a commemoration of the country's bicentennial, and a reflection of the United States' rich history. What began as a coin minted for general circulation has become one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of numismatics. For those who are lucky enough to own a high-quality example of the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar, it is a valuable asset, both in terms of its monetary worth and its historical significance. Whether you are a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1976 Kennedy half-dollar is a reminder of the beauty and value that can be found in even the most ordinary pieces of currency.